All right, everybody, welcome back to another monthly market report for real estate here in the Central Okanagan, this time reviewing the stats of October in 2025. So as predicted, things have started to slow down here in the Central Okanagan real estate market. Pretty much a decrease in everything across the board, and generally that's pretty expected during this time of year regardless, but we are seeing some lower than normal numbers even compared to this time last year. I think that's probably to do with the fact that we had a bit of a frenzy near the end of September and the beginning of October, and things have definitely just gotten a little more quiet as we head into November, and we'll likely continue this trend as we continue on through December, with things starting to pick up in the later half of January and early 2026. The big news with the Bank of Canada was that their announcement on October 29th, they ended up dropping another 25 basis points, with the overnight rate now at 2.25%. This is obviously going to mainly affect variable rates, but with the Fed starting to drop their policy rates, I believe overall with fixed and variable rates, we're going to start to see those decrease, and that's going to stimulate and increase production in 2026. There is one thing I would like to mention though, although we are in a softer market, if you're a buyer and you're currently looking in this market, it's still a time where you do have to jump on things. Now, of course, you're seeing properties that are overpriced sit on the market for an extended period of time. But like I always say, if you're priced properly, especially in a market like this, you will sell. And I've noticed that as in the last 2 weeks, I've had 3 separate clients reach out to me to go look at a property that's just come on the market or even has sat for a while. And we go to book the showing and the place has an offer. And to me, that just shows you if the place is properly priced, it will still sell. All I'm saying is if you're a buyer in this market, you're in a great position already. So if you're out there looking, you have to be kind of prepared to make a move regardless. Don't always just assume that the place is going to sit and they're going to be just begging you to come in with an offer. Sometimes just having interest stimulates other agents to get themselves into gear, poke their clients, and then you get into a bidding war on a property that's been sitting for a year. It doesn't make sense, but it just happens too often. Anyways, that aside, speaking about a buyer's market, we are still in a solid buyer's market. The absorption rate for this month is 9.85%. Again, if you've seen my channel, anything under 12% is a buyer's market, 12 to 20, a balanced market, and 20 and above, a seller's market. Probably won't be seeing that for a long time, but hopefully we start to creep up and next year we get into that balanced market. So it's kind of even across the board for everybody. But now let's get into the stats. There were 386 sales in last month, which is down 5.6% from this time last year and down 3.06% from this time last month. The average sales price has dropped 6.34% from this time last year to an average sales price for overall product of $715,181. The average list to sell ratio for the last month is 94.5%, which hasn't changed much in the last several months, but it is still showing that buyers are getting a bit of a deal on properties. Now, in terms of average price of individual product, condos are down 5.48% from this time last month to an average price of $474,107. Townhouses are down a whopping 23.43% to an average sales price in the last month of $647,279, which is a big change from last month. But if you remember last month, the townhouses had a big jump in their overall average sales price. So that percentage drop from last month's a little bit inflated. And the average price for single family has dropped 3.43% from this time last month to an average price of $1,024,158. The average days on market is 76 days, which is up over 9% from this time last year. We still have plenty of inventory with 3,917 units currently listed, which is pretty much no change. It's actually down 0.25% from this time last year. So relatively no change. And that is giving us over 10 months of inventory currently. So as you see, a bit of a down month. Not really a surprise, kind of to be expected. And we'll probably see that trend continue or relatively stabilize through November and December, and it start to peak again at the end of January like it always does. Especially with interest rates dropping, I think that's going to stimulate us for next year, and we should see a pretty healthy market. So there you have it, the real estate market report for October in 2025 for the Central Okanagan. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All my contact information is listed on the screen right now and linked in the description down below. And if you want to discuss things further, get set up properly on a search, or ask me any questions about living in the area, there's a link down in my description to book a free 30-minute consultation. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I have people reaching out to me every single week that I help out, and I'd be happy to sit down and simplify the process for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you subscribe to my main channel, Living in Kelowna BC, which is linked in the description again down below, for everything to do with living in Kelowna, moving to the Okanagan, and there's a ton of valuable information there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, my name is Boholij, your Okanagan realtor and relocation specialist. That was a monthly market update, and I hope to catch you in the next video.